Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
The path system is Honkai Star Rail's method of categorizing character roles in combat, much like the job system in Final Fantasy and other RPGs. It started as a well-structured framework with 7 clear roles, but that structure is starting to crack with the addition of the path of Remembrance that is based on summoning memo sprites and the upcoming path of Elation, which is dedicated to, well, we clearly have a problem here. So is the path system losing its meaning, or is it simply evolving? At first we had 7 paths. Hunt focuses on single target damage, Destruction for blast damage and counterattacks, Erudition for taking down multiple targets, Abundance for healers, Preservation for shielders, Harmony for buffers, and Nihility for debuffers. Although it can be divided in 2 subcategories, damage over time debuffers and regular debuffers, but the function remains the same and focuses on applying debuffs. For over a year, this system worked beautifully. You could look at a path and instantly know a character's primary combat function. Of course, we have some exceptions like Acheron, but that's simply because they wanted to make her lore accurate. Homegirl lost her path. Then came Remembrance. Its function is summoning, but that sounds more like a mechanic than an archetype. What's stopping a Remembrance unit from fitting under Abundance or Harmony? It feels less like a role and more like a specific gimmick that got promoted to a full path. They might as well release a path for Super Break, as some units specialize in dealing Super Break damage, similar to how Remembrance characters specialize in summoning memo sprites. Which is not enough to define a character's role, and it clearly shows when we look at the Remembrance roster. We have Blessed DPS, AoE DPS, supports, and a healer. Remembrance is literally the random bullshit go path, but the real issue is the upcoming path of Elation. First, it introduces a new exclusive damage type that doesn't benefit from standard damage boost effects and attack buffs. This immediately makes the majority of current buffers irrelevant while forcing a mana Elation meta and killing team building diversity. The main gimmick is that Elation characters can interact with AHA to build stacks, which are also exclusive to Elation characters. It is just like Remembrance, but make it commonist. Instead of every character having their own memo sprite, everybody's memo sprite is AHA, and it obviously lacks a clear combat role. Yao Guang provides buffs to the party, while Sparksy is a DPS, yet both of them are Elation, which is also bad news for F2P players, as light cone options become limited when a path doesn't have a clear function. At this point, I think dual paths should become a thing, to make each unit's combat role clear, while also allowing the developers to experiment as much as they want with new mechanics without confusing players. Take Yao Guang as an example. She can definitely be Elation/Harmony, and this would instantly tell us she's a buffer who specializes in Elation damage. Hyacinth can become Remembrance/Abundance, making it clear that she's a healer that can summon a memo sprite. Dual paths would also result in more light cone options, as characters will have access to both paths' light cones. This wouldn't just fix the confusion, it would evolve the system by making it more player friendly, especially if we take into consideration the fact that we're getting a new playable path every year. What do you think?